see where I'm mapped it. That is from 23.87 to 23.85. Gold is likely going to retest it if this downtrend is going to continue going down. So now back to my listing. I do make use of supply and demand zone. You can see here is a supply zone. In the 1 hour time frame, here is a supply. Here is a supply zone. First of all, okay, they just go to a not clean chart so that you won't say that I'm doing something else. Maybe I've put everything in order. First of all, now back to 1 hour time frame. You can see they just say maybe when your trade is currently here, or just something like here, bar replay. Then let me just take it back. So somewhere like here, you can see there is a lot of sellers in here that made the price to go more even down. Like you can see here, there's a kind of supply zone right here, because you can see buyers try to push the price up over here. Buyers try to put the price up. There's many supply zone. You can see number one supply zone is here and here. There's two supply zone that price is likely to respect. And you can see I've already drawn it out. And when price reached my supply zone, I first waited to see whether price is potentially going to respect the supply zone and push more back down, because I can see price didn't have much enough strength. Because okay, in the last class I told you that price doesn't just move from there, it doesn't move in one direction down, because it has to have a kind of correction or something like that. You can see price moved all the way down here, then moved up here, and now continue its downtrend. It's potentially, if this downtrend is potentially going to hold, I can see that maybe price will just make something like move here. Or if it is not going to, okay, if this price is going to continue in downtrend, it's going to make something like this. But if it is not going to, then it is going to do something like a break of structure, creating a higher high, a lower low, and a higher high. You can see it here. But as you can see, price is continuing to go down. Market is what it is, because I can't just keep the trade open. I have to close the trade. But it's just fine. You don't need to regret any of your action. You just need to learn from it and be much better in it. Although I moved the price to break even, but I decided to close all the positions. But nevertheless, let me just take this out. You can see now price was in a kind of supply zone here. You can see then it gave us a first rejection and a small candle showing us an indecision. Then another small candle here. Before, you can see there is a kind of rejection. Let's just zoom down to let's just say 15 minutes time frame. You can see price first gave us a long weak candle showing us that price is rejecting this zone and is likely to respect it. And it also moved after the long rejection. You can see the long rejection candle here. After it gave it to us, then it started moving up again, and it didn't break past this high. You can see it didn't break past it. Then before price continue in a downtrend, although I caught this thread from that should be here, if I'm not mistaken. That should be around there. That is where I caught the thread. So I just gave it some scalping. Although it wasn't scalping, I just decided to take the trade maybe just a day or something like that, or just keep it for some long time. But it's just fine. You can see now price has continued to move back down. Then first of all, whenever I come to a chart, what do I look out for? Now the first thing you need to look out for in a chart is number one, I have my trading checklist. I have my trading checklist. You can just add this checklist to your thing, to yours. You can just see I have my I first check out number one. I first do my top-down analysis. Now, what is top-down analysis? Top-down analysis is just like checking price from the higher time frame to the lower time frame, something like this. What is price doing in this higher time frame? We just say we can see we are in an uptrend. Like, let me just show you guys. We are in an uptrend. You can see price is just making something like some kind of, you can see this is not an equal low, although we were having an equal low here. You can see here. Okay, let me make use of this. Price came all the way from here, moved up here, moved down here. You can see, and created a new high, then took it down to here, created another high, a lower high. You can see a lower high here, created here, but it didn't take out this. You can see it didn't take out this low. It didn't, and it just burst into an uptrend, creating a new higher high. You can see, and now we are in the correction phase. So to you now, what is price trying to do? Price is trying to correct itself in this downtrend, and there is a kind of potential, like possibility, that price is not going to take out these lows. You can see here is a kind of support. Then you mark out your support zone. You can see here is a good support zone. I do like to make my support zone something like green. So let me just change the color to green. Here is a kind of support zone, and price is likely going to respect it. Then you can see, you can check it out your drawing and see here, from here, connect all these highs, or not it, connect all these highs. Let's connect it, or you can see we are in an uptrend, trade touch. I will teach you guys this trade up touch, this trade touch up, so that you guys can learn it. But for now, here is some common confluences of my strategy. I'll be taking it one by one. You can see it over here. Then you can see price is in an uptrend and has a major resistance, a major support zone right below. Now, what else do we need to look at for? We need to look at where a very big kind of selling pressure is. Now, where do you see something like a selling pressure? You can see selling pressure from here. You can see there is a kind of selling pressure over here, kind of selling pressure over here in the higher time frame. Over here now, you can see it. Then what do you need to do? You just need to mark it out. Hope you know how to identify your supply and demand. You just make use of the last candle before the sell pressure or the buy pressure. You can see price is already in our zone, and it has rejected it twice, so likely to pull back. So we can see here it over here, and this demand zone is likely, okay, it was a supply zone that is likely to hold. This supply zone turned into, it was still a supply zone after price. You can see here over here, let me just use this. Price came back after from this after this push, making here a supply zone, a point of interest. You can see price tested it and pushed down back to this support zone. Then after pushing down, then it went up and broke it with a very big momentum candle. And see there is a very big kind of buying pressure over here, which made the price to skyrocket to here. You can see it here, and now it is back to this demand zone. Now, what do you expect the price to do? Now, price is now back to a supply zone that turned to a demand zone, and this is a very strong price. You can see over here. Let me take your thinking back over here. You can see here was a kind of resistance here. Over here was a kind of resistance. There was a kind of resistance, and you can see it's now turning into a support. That is support turning into a resistance. You can see twice price bounced off it. Let me just make use of this. You can see it here. Can you see something that I'm drawing? Okay, let me just make use of another color so that you can see it more clearly. You can see something like this now, and price has always respected this. Now draw it, stretch it out. Can you see something? Now price has been always been respecting these zones. Now what do you do now? First of all, this is your top down analysis. You are finding large kind of supply and demand zones. Now you move down. This is a kind of teaching of top down analysis. I'm doing my top down analysis number one. You can see it over here. Then you move down to your 4-hour time frame. Now to the 4-hour time frame, you can see price has been respecting these two zones that we drew out, and now it has been respecting it for a very long time. Now, but down to the 4-hour time frame, what you have to do is that you just have to look out for where your blind spot and your market sentiment and all the rest. What is the market? What are other traders thinking of? Now you can see here was where price made the higher high. Now, and here you can see it. Here is the main major supply zone, which price has been respecting for some time now, and it has come back down to this zone. Now, what do you have to do? You don't need to focus on all this for now. You have already found your zone. Let's just say you just need to focus from here now, from here to here. Now, what is price doing in the lower time frame? Maybe from here, half of your screen. What is price doing from there? It's price in the um retracement phase or correction phase. That is what next you need to ask yourself whenever you are in a chart. What is price doing in the lower time frame? Now you can see this price is in a downtrend, a higher high. You can see a downtrend. This is a downtrend. You can see it, a lower low and a lower high. You can see it here. And it's likely to do what? To drop even further. If this zone doesn't hold, price is likely to bounce down further to this kind of bigger support zone or something like that. But for now, what we are going to focus is blind spot and your supply and demand zone. Now, this is how to identify your supply and demand zone. Now, this is your top down analysis. Your 4 hour time frame is saying that we are in a downtrend, while the 1 day a daily hour candle is saying that we are in an uptrend. Now you need to be careful because you don't know when the higher time frame, because the higher time frame controls the lower. You don't know when the higher time frame is going to come into play and sweep all the whole sellers out. You need to be careful. We are in a downtrend, and this downtrend is a retracement, which is correcting the uptrend, the massive uptrend that we had. Now, what do? You just look for a liquidity zone, and okay, now you need to calculate your zone, calculate your risk. Let's just say maybe you came in a trend, maybe when the trend is something like here. How much are you risking? Maybe you caught this trend from here. Then you need to calculate where are you going to place your stop loss or something like that. Where are you going to place your take profit? You can see. Let's just say here, you need to just take it snappy. Then here, where is your TP? Let's just say maybe you caught this trade around here. Now this is a good trade. You can see it's giving us up to 2 risk reward ratio 2.18 or something like this. For scalpers, it's very good for them. Now this is your risk reward calculation. This is what you mean by risk reward. Then what is risk management? Now over to risk management. How much are you willing to lose in this trade? Because loss is inevitable in trading. How much are you willing to lose in this trade? That is another question you need to ask yourself. Are you willing to risk $100 or $200? $100, you're losing $100 for a trade. Then you're losing $100 to you are using $100 to make at least you're using $100 to make $200, something like that. Okay, now after the opening price, then let us calculate our thing, our profit. If that our price make move to our profit, you can see you are shooting 2x of your risk. So that's the most important thing. You're targeting 2x of your risk. That's the most major and important part of risk management and risk calculator. Then another thing is that I've showed you how to identify your supply and demand zone. Now another class you'll be hosting on a market on blind spot and market shift. That is what we'll be learning on another class, blind spot and market shift.